Okay. Okay, we're on. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Phyllis DeFazio here. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're cooking with Corona. Yeah, I know this whole Corona thing. It's got everybody verklempt out there. It's been like, I just want to say, it's been a living hell. I haven't had my nails done for 2 weeks. And that hasn't happened since I was very, very young. Basically, since my nails grew in. So, but we're making the most of it, right? We're here, we're home, we're cooking. I got my Corona. And today we're making some black bean soup. Me and my man friend, Vinny, who's behind the camera. He won't come out in front of the camera, I'm sorry. But I'm going to talk about you, Vinny. Yeah. Okay, so we got some bacon. And this is like smoked bacon. And we've rendered that down. Yeah, Vinny, get a good shot of that beautiful smoky bacon. I recommend the smoked bacon. It's rendered down. And basically, rendered bacon means you cook it till you know it's dead. And that bacon is definitely dead. And so I'm adding to that 2 medium chopped onions. And these are just yellow onions. And we're going to cook those down till they're translucent. And it takes maybe about 4 minutes. That bacon fat is just going to fry up those onions and make them really beautiful. And give off a beautiful aroma. Oh, it smells good already. I wish you could smell this out there. Okay, so you wanna, I'm like on a medium-high heat here. And you don't have to stir this constantly. You can kind of let it go. Have a drink of Corona. This recipe takes 1 bottle of Corona. But in all truth, it really takes about 6. Because normally, if you weren't here, I would be having 2 while I'm cooking it, and then 3 on the couch with my black bean soup when it's done. And 1 bottle goes in here. But I'm not going to do that today, at least not in front of the camera. But I am stocked up. If you look over here, Vinny, we are stocked up on Corona. We also got, we left out at Publix today. We got some toilet paper. So I think we're good at least through the week. At least I hope we will not need more toilet paper than that. And if we do, then there's a real problem, if you know what I mean. So I went to Publix today, and, you know, we went first thing, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, you know. I got my toilet paper, I got my beer. What much could you ask for? Except I did want one more thing. I wanted some ketchup for this recipe, because I normally don't eat ketchup. I know there are a lot of ketchup fans out there, but I really don't understand these people that hoard ketchup. I mean, what's the deal? I mean, it's a marvelous condiment for some people. It's kind of their thing, but the shelves were empty. There was no ketchup to be had at all. So I had to improvise a little bit. That's what I do. I improvise. I go with the flow. So we got some homemade ketchup here, which I made some tomato paste. I got a little can of tomato paste, and added a little sugar and some apple cider vinegar. And it's a close approximation to ketchup. I think it'll work for this recipe. So you do what you gotta do, you know. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. That's what I say. And in this case, when life gives you coronavirus, make black bean soup. Okay, just a little bit longer on those onions. They are cooking away. They are beautiful. Can you get a shot of this, Vinny? These onions, this is close to what you want it to look like. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, just because of the time factor that we've got going on here. You can cook this low and slow. You can let this cook on the top of the stove all day long, and you've got all day long, so it's a great time to do this. You could also do this pot and put it in your crock pot and add all the other ingredients, and it probably would be delicious. I love cooking with my crock pot. Don't you love cooking with the crock pot, Vinny? It is a wonder, and it's so good, you know. I can just put stuff stuff in there and forget about it, go to work. Of course, I can't go to work now. I'm stuck here at the dining room table. I miss all my co-workers. Yeah, that's my setup over there. It's nothing too glamorous, is it? No, it is not. But hey, you go with the flow, right? Okay, these onions are looking beautiful. Don't they look good? Okay, so what you want to add is about 20 cloves of garlic that I've chopped up. It's actually 6, but you know, that was my little tribute to Emerald. You know how I always said I got about 50 cloves of garlic here. Yeah, so I got about 6 cloves. I think I added an extra clove. There's actually 7 because I really like garlic. Okay. So you want to stir that in until you start to smell the garlic. You don't want to burn the garlic because then it doesn't taste so good and it'll ruin the soup. I've got another minute or so to go on this garlic. Delicious. Now, if you have turkey bacon and that's all you have, you could use turkey bacon, but I would not recommend it. I wouldn't recommend turkey bacon for anything, frankly. But if that's all you have, then use the turkey bacon. And if you're a vegetarian, you could get by on this recipe with a little liquid smoke maybe to give you that smoky flavor to substitute the meat. But the bacon is kind of what makes this so good. And the beer. Just a little bit longer. Okay, do you smell garlic, Vinny? Do you smell it? Yes, you smell the garlic. Okay, good. Okay, so now we can add our other ingredients. Okay, so we've got some chicken stock, about a 14-ounce can of chicken stock. Now, if you're vegetarian, of course, you could use vegetable stock. And we're going to add about a can and a half of tomatoes. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this other half a can of tomatoes. What do you do with half a can of tomatoes? I don't know. I'm going to figure something out, though. You better believe I'm going to figure something out. Okay. So you want to bring this to a boil. Wait, do I bring this to a boil or do I add the other ingredients first? Let me check my recipe. Oh, I should have memorized this. Okay, let me put my glasses on. Okay, add the broth, tomatoes. Okay. Okay, you add everything. Okay, so I'm going to put in my homemade ketchup. And 4 cans of black beans. Now, black beans, you want to drain them, but you don't want to rinse them because you want to keep all that good flavor in there. And then we got a tablespoon of chili powder is what the recipe called for. Now, Vinny, he's not a big fan of chili powder, so I used a little bit less. But use what you like. Some people really love chili powder. And then a couple of teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Now you want to bring this to a boil. Get a shot of this, Vinny. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, there's your black bean soup, and it's starting. So what you gonna want to do is bring this pot here to a boil, and then you're gonna want to turn it down. And just let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes. You can simmer it longer if you like. As long as you want to, really. You can simmer it all day and it would just taste better. But for our purposes, we're going to simmer it for about 10 minutes after we bring it to a boil. Okay, so Vinny and I are going to have a beer and we'll be back after this is simmered for 10 minutes. Okay, so we're back. Phyllis DeFazio here, cooking with Corona. And here's our black bean soup. It's beautiful. So it's been simmering for over 10 minutes, probably closer to 15. So this is when we add our Corona. Yum. And just put the whole bottle in there. If you want less, you could put in less. If you want more, you could probably put in more, but this is a good amount. It's gonna foam up a little. And you want to add some seasoning, some salt and pepper. I believe these are the low sodium black beans, so I don't have to worry too much about my salt in this. You definitely want it to taste good, and salt makes everything taste better. Although the bacon has a lot of salt in it too, doesn't it? So maybe I went overboard on the salt there. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna give that a stir. I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs any more salt. I washed my hands. Oh, I forgot to mention hand washing. I did wash my hands about 10 times before I made this meal, and about 3 times during it, but not on camera. So wash your hands like there's no tomorrow. There's just no reason to risk it. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so last step, 2 steps actually. You want to put in some lime juice, and this recipe calls for half a lime, but I really like that acid taste, so I'm gonna do a whole lime. Otherwise the lime is just gonna sit in the fridge and dry out anyway, so I might as well use it. And what's left over you can put in your Corona, in your bottle of beer when you're done. Some lime is good with that as well. Okay, and then some cilantro. Okay, not everybody likes cilantro. If it tastes bad to you, don't put it in. It's that simple. I'm not sure what you could substitute. Some people substitute parsley for cilantro, but I don't know if this recipe would taste so good with parsley. But, you know, if you like it, go ahead. Okay, so it's done. It's ready to go. We're going to ladle some of this up. Yeah. And this you can eat off for days, really. And the nice thing about this in this situation is you can eat all the black beans you want and not disturb your coworkers. Yeah. Okay, and then you want to garnish this with a little dollop of sour cream, as much as you like. I've got some grated Monterey Jack cheese you can put on top, just to make it a little bit more decadent. And then some scallions. I also have some corn chips. You could crumple those up or have them on the side. So here it is, black bean soup. Enjoy. Miss you. See you later. This is Phyllis DeFazio saying, go ahead and cook with Corona. Make the most of it. Good night.